Well, I'd offer you one of these cherry tomatoes, but you got a hole in your neck.
I ain't torturing you, sweetheart. I'm using you as bait. Rule number 1, read the manual.
There you are, you little killer.
Well, I'd say come up here and get me, but it's hard to walk upstairs when you're wearing a 12-piece cast iron skillet set.
Damn, y'all ain't got me working up an appetite.
Now you get me. And what the fuck would you know about where I'm from? Bill, I tell you what, boys. Whenever somebody says they're doing one last job, that usually means their heart's not in it. Well, I guess basic training ain't what it used to be. You drive that thing like a fucking shopping cart. Probably never was. But for me, well, I do this shit for the love of the game. How does that golden rule drive with what's going through your head right now? Our paycheck wasn't quite what you expected, but we take it as it comes. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You right, friend, about one thing. This right here was your last job. Oh, I'm you, sweetie. You just give it a little time. Where you think you going? You ain't going nowhere. Now, that right there is the closest thing we've had to an honest exchange so far. Well, Lucy McLean, it ain't all canned peaches and marmalade left up here, sweetheart. Sometimes a fella's gotta eat a fella. How you feeling? No. I'm sorry, I'm all out. You remember how good food used to taste? Ice cream and apple pie. What'd you say your name was? McLean. Well, Lucy McLean. Well, I bet your daddy was first in line at the cookout. Well, one good question deserves another. Why the fuck am I doing all the work? Now, come on, Vaulty. Ass jerky don't make itself. Or you wouldn't happen to be a doctor, would you? Because I happen to be looking for one. Well, maybe not. But I'm gonna make myself welcome. Now, last night, a bounty came in through all 6 agencies. A hefty price on the head of a man that fits the description of that fellow right there. Now, I may not know much, but I do know a bidding war when I see one. Change plans, I guess. Damn, y'all ain't got me working up an appetite. For the tomatoes. Thank you, darling. Oh, wait. You thought... Come on now. Hell, I probably still got some of your lead in me somewhere. But today, I'm just looking for information. Say, am I out of date? Or did I hear you had 3 kids? There's always some new little faction, ain't there? Brand new team of believers with their own dumbass ideas about how they gonna save the world. Well, you see, Daddy-O, now, from what I can tell, old Rufus got Tommy here mixed up with that mad woman, too. Now, according to this, my problem is, by the time I got this letter off your brother, it was a little bit hard to read. For some reason, I just can't make out her location. Now, you give me that location, and I'll be on my way. What you think, Tommy? Am I really walking out of here today, or are you gonna try and draw on me for what I did to your big brother? Maybe not today, but maybe someday.
What? What's so funny?
Well, as what people say they did, and what they really did. Well, I bet your daddy was first in line at the cookout.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave him alone. But at first glance, your treatment of... Now, if you're... In which case, the force is justified. Unless you willingly...
Well, now that is a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I bet that outfit makes y'all feel like a big man, don't it? Well, I know, 'cause, well, I used to wear one back in the day. There was only one problem with it. There was a flaw in the welding, just below the chest plate. I wonder if they fix that in this new model. I guess not. I just couldn't believe that it was the McClane. You want to know how I know your daddy, don't you? Let's just say that everything about your whole little world was decided over 200 years ago. Now, you could stay here with him, but when his tin-can soldier friends take this place, and they gonna take this place, they will kill you and everybody here. Or you could come meet your makers. You coming? You want another autograph, young Henry? Hell, this kid used to pick up my wife dry cleaner. Now, I've waited over 200 years to ask somebody one question. Where's my fucking family? Says who? You know, I used to do these things called studies. Well, you couldn't open a newspaper without reading about one study or another. Anyway, this one particular study came out, and it said that torturing a person don't do It made sense. I mean, a man hurts me, I wouldn't want to do him any favors. And yet the practice of torture failed to vanish from this earth. In fact, as time marched on, I personally noticed a decided uptick in the amount of torture being doled out across the board. My point is, you asked me them studies, they was right. Torturing a person don't do You wouldn't happen to be a doctor, would you? Because I happen to be looking for one. A hefty price on the head of a man that fits the description of that fellow right there. Well, well, well. Why, is this an Amish production of the Count of Monte Cristo, or just the weirdest circle jerk I've ever been invited to? No, I do not. Oh, what makes you think I'd give a good about that?
It ain't.
What the would you know about where I'm from? Well, I tell you what, boys. Whenever somebody says they're doing one last job, that usually means their heart's not in it. Probably never was. But for me, well, I do this for the love of the game.
Where are we going? What about the head? I need the head to get my dad back.
Yeah, well, the wasteland's got its own golden rule.
Oh, what's that?
Thou shalt get sidetracked by bullshit every goddamn time. Fucker! Fuck! Yeah, why's that? Well, shit. A sorrel booker. Say, you got a needle and thread? It's called sewing. I think I got some in my bag. Would you mind? Come on, now. I can confidently cross one reason off that list for you. I sure as hell ain't still alive so that I can have unintelligent conversations with dipshits like yourself. You a president now. Well, then you might want to hire a publicist, cause this is the first I'm hearing about this outfit. Now, what I am hearing is a whole lot of chatter about some woman. Well, when it comes to leadership these days, dangerous is what they call a prerequisite. Cause I fucked up a poor defenseless gang-affiliated organ dealership.
Yep.
Well, I've always liked you.
Blame.
Anarchy in the streets. Guilty as charged. Just like that. Now, if you need any more evidence, I can tell you about this town I just shot up. Philly, oh, I must have killed 9 or 10 people. Well, not no more he don't, unless he's a coward. Well, I ain't fishing. I'm just trying to game this out now. In my experience, the apple tends not to fall too far from the tree. Is that true in your case? Well, then I guess the only question is, are you very presidential of you?